So upon Captain America Civil War, here are my top 5 moments that I think this movie worth watching. Number 1, the opening sequence. In the opening, we have Crossbones as our main villain with everybody tracking him down. Now, the scene doesn't end well because Wanda, in an attempt to save Captain America, when Crossbones detonates the self-destruct button, sends him flying in the air. She's not fast enough and a building explodes, and we see a lot of Wakanda relief people die in this explosion. Now, this sequence was great because leading up to it, we got to see the trust between Scarlet Witch and Falcon as they helped each other and how they helped Captain, restrain Crossbone's men, and as well as they went undercover, we got to see where they had come from the end of Ultron, how they had evolved and utilized each other's skills to become a very cohesive team. And I think it made us feel more confident with them as Avengers characters. Number 2, the raft. Now, towards the end of the movie, after the big climactic battle at the airport, we get to see some of our heroes actually end up in a prison made for villains. Now, Tony, like us, wasn't happy seeing Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, or even Falcon in this prison, but that's where they ended up. So, seeing them restrained like this, I think it showed how serious the MCU is going, and it definitely does keep us on our toes to wonder, alright, who could end up here, and, could they end up here with villains, and there's a lot of different combinations that could come with the raft. Number 3. So we find out that Tony Stark's parents died thanks to a Winter Soldier look-alike from the Winter Soldier program. And this just sends him spiraling off the edge. And so at the very end of the movie, you actually see him attack. And we all saw in the trailer, it was no surprise, where he's just going in a fight between Captain America and Bucky. And Robert Downey Jr. has always been a very solid, incredible actor, but the rage and desperation that we see in his eyes just adds to the credibility of this scene. It actually looks like he wants to kill them, you believe it. Now, the fight at the airport was violent, but I think at this point you could actually envision Tony Stark killing Steve Rogers. Number 4, T'Challa. Anything involving this young Prince of Wakanda is truly great to watch. Not only does Black Panther get some great scenes, such as the underground chase sequence and, the roof sequence between him and Bucky, he gets some really good action scenes, and T'Challa is probably, I think, going to be a fan favorite after this movie. But we actually get to watch him take on this persona of Wakanda's great protector, and we watch him go from this proud prince to a grieving son, and then he becomes the Black Panther, and he does it to avenge his father and his country. And it's just really good having this different voice of reason, and he's supposed to be a villain against, Captain America and Bucky, but you definitely feel his side of the story and understand why he's doing what he does. Number 5, obviously, the airport battle, the one that was set in Germany, that was advertised in all the trailers. It was much more glamorous than I think the trailers could have ever showed. My hopes were up for this, and the scene was still above my hopes. I think this scene will go down not as only as the best Marvel fight, but as one of the best fights across most movies. The cinematography, the way the camera was, the effects were very, very much on par, and it was very good. Every character gets a chance to shine and show off their strengths, and they all get their own little one-on-ones and contributions to the overall group. And my 2 favorite scenes is the first one is before the big fight starts, but it's when Hawkeye explodes the side of a parking garage, and you just see car after car after car just come piling down on top of Iron Man, doing some actual damage. And then the other is Paul Rudd's Ant-Man becoming Giant Man. That was a scene we thought it was going to happen based on toy designs, but it was never confirmed. But actually seeing him become Giant Man, I mean, he talks about he's like, oh yeah, I did it once in a lab and I fainted. And the moment he says his line, it just clicks like, oh my god, they're actually going Giant Man. It was really good. Now, they're just 2 scenes that made you realize that while they're not the main cast of the MCU, they're not the biggest, such as Iron Man or Captain America, they can still hold their own as supporting characters. I mean, they definitely added a lot to this fight, and it was very, very interesting to watch their combination being brought into the ultimate battle. Now, I think Captain America Civil War is probably the best Marvel movie so far. It is the ultimate combination of everything that has happened so far, and still leaves plenty of room for the story to continue on. I mean, it's not like, oh, we're nearing the end. No, this definitely continues to expand and break apart the characters, so there's still tons of room to watch for. It's never just a peaceful, Marvel Cinematic Universe. We still watch the Avengers struggle to not only be a team, but to be human. So I would rank this movie a solid 9. Definitely worth a rewatch and definitely worth the ticket price. I can only hope that with the so far entitled third and fourth installment of the Avengers that the Russell brothers deliver more movies like this.